Welcome to the third video of Excel Data Analysis Series PT for Pivot Table. Video PT03 talking about grouping, particularly PT03.1 is discussing grouping of dates. In this video, we are going to see how we can report sales weekly, monthly, and quarterly using the grouping option in pivot tables. If you want to follow along while viewing the video, you can go below in the description section and you will find the link. You can use it to download the Excel workbook. This Excel sheet, I can find the daily sales for 2018 extracted from AAA Bike Shop records. We have 5 fields or 5 columns in this data set: date, channel, region, quantity, and sales. What I want to do is just to report monthly and quarterly sales. I'll do this using the pivot table. So I'm going to select any cell inside the data set. I'll use the keyboard shortcut Alt N V. Then the window for creation of pivot table will be opened and you can see the range automatically selected. I want just to decide where to put the new pivot table. The default is new worksheet, but I'm going to select the current worksheet, existing worksheet, and the location I'll put it in I7, and then I'll click on OK. The pivot table will be created. First step is to add or give a meaningful name. So from Analyze ribbon, I'm going to the most left section and I'll give a name like Sales Monthly and press on Enter. Now I want to create my report or build my report. I start with putting the sales in the values, and because it's a numeric field, as you can see here, it's going to summarize the total. It will give the aggregation function of summation. It will sum all the entire column, and I want to give some number format. So I'm going to right click on the value, select number format and currency because it's amounts, 0 decimal places, and OK. Now because I want to report monthly, so I'm going to select the dates and I'll put it in the rows, and because it's dates and in the rows section, the pivot table will create a unique list of all the dates. So I have here a list of 365 days for the year starting January 1st up to December 31st. But now I want to report monthly, not daily. So the grouping now will come to the picture. So I can do grouping from many places. I can just right click and select group, or I can go to the Analyze ribbon and select group field from the group section. Once I click on group field, it will open a grouping window and ask you exactly what you want to group. The default is month, so I'm going to just click on OK and see what will happen. The 365 rows will be summarized into only 12 rows, and I have my monthly report here. What if I want to also add 2 levels? So I have one level for month and another level for the daily sales. So I can go again to the same option, group fields, and I can select days with the month and click on OK, and it will create 2 levels or hierarchy of the dates, one for the month and one for the days. And you can see in the pivot table field a new field created called month. And what if you want to collapse this subtotal, meaning that I want to look at January without the details of January? I'll find here a small minus. I can just click on it. It will collapse January. I can do same for Feb and 12 times to collapse the entire field, or I can go to the active field section in the Analyze ribbon and select this red minus. It will collapse the entire field. I can use the green plus up here to expand the entire field. Let me collapse. And also if I want to just get rid of the days, I can just uncheck the date here and it will appear only with the month breakdown. Now I want to add the quarter view as well, so I go again to the same option, group fields. When I selected, you can see here days and months selected. I can also add quarters. Click on OK. You can see here another field created called quarters. If I want to look at only month and quarters, I can just uncheck the days, and you can see here the 4 quarters, and the breakdown by month is also appearing here. So now you are final with the monthly and quarterly report. Now I want to report the same information, but this time weekly, not monthly or quarterly. So what I'm going to do is just I want to select the entire pivot table. I will copy it and go here in O7 and Control V to paste, and I will have another copy or another version of the same pivot table. I'm going to go to the pivot table Analyze and I want to ungroup. I can just select from the group section the ungroup option, or I can just right click and do ungroup. Look what will happen when I select the ungroup. Oh, the two reports ungrouped. Although I'm just working on this one, the other one also ungrouped. So I have a workaround to overcome this issue. So I'm going to undo the first one, the ungroup, and also I will undo the copy of the report. So instead of pasting the copy inside the same workbook, I'm going to go to a new workbook, let's say book 1, and Control V to paste it, and I'll do the ungrouping inside the new workbook. So I'm going to Analyze ribbon and Group, and then I'll go to Ungroup, and now the ungroup already done here. I can just select this pivot table, this time Control X to cut it. I'll go back to 07 inside our active workbook, and I'm going to press Control V to paste, and I can see here the two reports now independent. This one is grouped and this one is ungrouped. Now I'm going again to the pivot table Analyze, and I'm going to Group field, and this time instead of selecting month, I'm going to select only days, and I will unselect month. And once I did this, you can see here this small box is activated, or it was dimmed. If you select month and days, it's dimmed. Uncheck on the month, it's now active, and it will ask you how many days you want to group together. To do a weekly report, you can just type 7 here and click on OK, and in this case you can see you have from 1st of January till 7th of January, and you have the 52 weeks of the day of the year. And now using the grouping, you manage to report monthly, quarterly, and weekly, although in the original data set you don't have anything about month or quarter or week. So this is everything for this video. I hope that was useful for you, and please stay tuned for the next video, PT03.2. Thank you very much for time, and bye.